Hello, everyone. I'm Rick. I'm the game master for Hammer of the Gods. That's why you're here. And tonight we are playing Masks: A New Generation, game about superheroes. And I'm going to let my players introduce themselves. We're a little bit light on our crew tonight, but that's okay because we've got all the they thems to cause all the chaos. So, who wants to go first?
Oh, I didn't realize we were nose guzzing. Oh no. Okay.
Get from looking away. If you would tell us who you are, where we can find you, and then a little bit about your character.
Absolutely. Hello, I'm Justin. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at So You Want to Be a DM, and we also have a podcast, So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master. And today I'll be playing Johnny Connolly, aka Pride, superhero.
And Pride is Janice, correct?
I think that's how it's pronounced. I wasn't 100.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a soft J, but yes.
It's
Janus.
Roman.
Janice.
It's Roman, so
I did bing it. I gave it a bing.
There you go. And you want to tell us what the Janus is a little bit, just like briefly, kind of what their deal is?
Yeah. So my interpretation of what the Janus is an individual who there is like some stark, like a stark dichotomy between their secret identity, like mundane existence, and then their like superhero persona. Like there's a very big difference between the two, and the character is sort of trying to come to terms and maybe like bridge the gap a little bit, is how I interpreted it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So Johnny is figuring out who they are and also trying to figure out how to like approach the comfort that Pride is at already.
Yeah, because it from the sounds of it, from our discussions, it seems like Pride is kind of Johnny's like ideal self, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's this like pinnacle that that he's shooting for.
Yeah, I like
Definitely.
It. All right, who's next?
I'll go next because like I'm in the middle.
I was gonna say you don't have to go twice.
Okay, I'm Woody. You can't really find me anywhere at the moment. So I guess you can follow me on Instagram, which is at Thumeria, spelled PTHUMERIA. I do cosplay stuff on there. Yes, I'm playing Dustin or Dusty. Please tell me his name is Dustin. Yes, Dusty Erman. He is he's an alien. I had that ready. He's an alien, but he's an outsider, and he is on Earth to protect humans. And yeah, he has kinesis, and he has alien weaponry, so you better watch out because he is going to shoot you with a space gun.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What were Pride's like abilities or weapons?
Oh, great question. So I think I have like the basic heightened physical abilities and stuff like that, strength, agility, toughness. But then the two that really set him apart are energy absorption. So kind of just like taking in kinetic energy and then being able to, I guess, like fire it back out, almost like Gambit is how I'm picturing that a little bit. And then also substance mimicry. So I don't know, being able to like touch a tree and then like being able to turn into bark to toughen up, or like touch a piece of steel and turn into steel.
I love that.
Also, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, and Alana, you want to round us out?
All right, I'm Alana. You can find me at most socials at spectralcraft. Wow, brain not working. Okay, you can find me at Spectral Craft Dice. There you go. And I also have a website, spectralcraft.ca, that you can buy dice at. I'm going to be playing Sky Ellison, and their hero name is Neon Nebula. They are Nova, which is a power, like they're very powerful, and their powers have the capability of shaping the world, basically, is what they describe it as. But for Sky, their main abilities are cosmic energies, so I was going to characterize that with like pulsar star type energy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, and then is the burn basically the other powers?
Probably. I believe you.
Okay.
Also, fuck you, Aaron. You ditched us for D&D and now you're making us drink water.
God.
How dare. How dare. See how
Drink
it is.
tea, but
There's water.
so the 4 flares I chose were Reality Storm. You can channel a destructive burst with your power. Constructs, which allow you to animate like a construct independently of yourself.
Oh.
And I can also boost my teammates, and Overcharge, which is making like use of the full capability of my power.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like, as far as Marvel superheroes, I just picture you kind of like Nuke, like you could just blow up.
Yeah, basically.
It's totally fine. This won't end
Yeah,
a TPK at all.
it'll be
There's no chance
fine.
this will not be a repeat of Waffle House or Cracker Barrel has fallen.
No.
Where you all die in a nuclear explosion.
Beautiful. Wait,
We'll
does
see.
that mean I'm
We'll see.
Thanos? Am I Thanos an alien?
Sure.
I don't know any other aliens in Marvel.
There's so many.
I know, but that was the only one I could think of.
I'm sorry, I'm not as much of a DC person.
How dare you?
I know.
I forgot. My superhero name is Comet. The Comet.
Or Comet Tail, the full
Comet,
name, right?
Or Comet Tail, yeah, is the full version.
And I have to ask, I mean, not that our audience can see currently, but the picture you sent me of like the 2 different characters, like the human character and then the other, is that what Dusty looks like in like his alien form or his super?
Yeah, that's his like alien form, but like he uses his alien form as his super form, and when people are like, "Whoa, you look so crazy," he's just like, "Yeah, man, crazy superpowers."
So he's just like, oh, I guess this is my Iron Man.
Yeah.
I love it.
People are like, "Whoa, dude," and he's like, "I know."
I know.
Tell
me
a lot
about
of like purple body paint,
Like you do.
Just like in the phone booth for so long.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, that would be amazing.
You know how Superman like rips his glasses off and like rips his shirt open? Dusty's like running and he like pours paint all over himself. Starts rubbing it in.
Except that's how he becomes human. It's just like
yeah.
like a pale paint.
Yeah.
Amazing. So why don't we go in the same order and let's talk a little bit about what your characters would be doing on an average day here at our school, Ambriel City's Academy for the Exceptional and Gifted, which is totally not just the X Mansion.
Totally not.
No.
I would never do that.
Totally wouldn't.
Definitely. For Johnny is probably making sure to attend all of his classes on time. If for some reason something holds him up and he is even 5 to 10 minutes late, skip that class. The idea of walking in late to a lecture hall or something, mortifying, won't be done.
I feel personally by that.
It's also how I was. It's also how I was. Sorry, Bio 303. It's not happening today. But he is sort of like an English major and is like strongly considering picking up either a double major or a minor in LGBTQ studies kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And so there's probably a part of the day where he goes to meet one of his like literature professors, somebody who has like some sort of specialty in queer literature and stuff like that. So whether it's like a professor who is showing them like the movie Paris is Burning or something, or is, is making us read
I love that you're
type
talking
of
about queer literature and you're watching a movie.
it happened in an actual queer literature class in college before I came out. So
That's amazing.
I am Johnny in some ways. And then like after like the normal class stuff is probably focusing on photography, and is part of the photography club, has their very fancy camera. I don't know anything about cameras. It's a Nikon, I think, and it's very fancy. It's got lenses of all kinds.
Like cameras do.
Like cameras do. This one especially.
It cost a lot of money.
It did.
Grand.
And Johnny is wearing like very like nice like overalls with like a t-shirt underneath, and today has decided to try like push out of sight of my boundaries and like push myself to be a little bit more experimental, and put a beret on today. And as this second walking outside, and one person just even looking, like not in a mean way, nothing was said, just instantly being like, "You idiot, I look so dumb. What was I thinking?"
But then
And
you
immediately is like, "Put it in the bag."
I was gonna say, because sometimes you got that moment where you're feeling that, but like you're committed to it because you're already out and people have seen you.
Yeah.
You can't take it off.
Right. Yeah. He keeps it on. He keeps it on for a little bit until it builds up.
Amazing.
But yeah.
And what about Dusty?
Dusty goes to every single one of his classes like clockwork, on the dot, not early, not late. And when he's not in class, he is in the student safety union office. The student safety union, they work with security to kind of make the campus safer, like do like programs and stuff on how people can, increase safety around the campus and stuff. So he's like there working with them, brainstorming ideas, maybe going out and talking with students and doing outreach and things like that. And today he breaks his routine. Maybe he goes on like a little nature walk around campus.
Wow.
Runs around looking at earthly stuff. And definitely just kind of soaks it all in. And yeah.
Is he the type to like talk out loud about what he's seeing or doing?
Probably, yeah.
Like, look at this weird earth butterfly.
Yeah. He also, like, maybe as he goes on his nature walk, maybe he also collects trash to clean up and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally doesn't like power his ship or anything.
No, totally doesn't power his ship with garbage.
You never know.
All right.
And what about Sky?
Sky, they are a biochemistry major, so they attend all their science classes. Got to make sure they get high grades so they can help to basically help supers with powers like them that are really hard to control. So that's their main goal.
You gotta do good science.
Yeah, exactly. Good do science. And then if they're feeling particular emotional, they'll probably skip the classes because they're afraid that their powers might go out of control.
I mean, you tell me,
Maybe
is
really
this guy feeling particularly emotional today?
not particularly, but they're always scared of what they can do, right? So I mean, it's why their family doesn't talk to them. That's why, yeah.
Let's get traumatized together.
Yeah, exactly. And then to basically relax and stuff, and one of their favorite things to do to kind of cool down and prevent themselves from losing control is they go to the paranormal a club at the school, and they get to basically lose themselves in the fun and weird and learn about the unknown. So that's fun.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite additions, like, because it's just so out there. Like, you're all superheroes and you're all going to this. So we kind of talked in our chat. This is basically like a superhero college, but Ambriel City obviously knows that there are superheroes, but no one really knows outside of the school who they are. And probably most of your families don't really know. You know, maybe they knew that you were a bit different, or, you know, weird things happen, but they may not know, except for probably Dusty, I imagine, that you are like a superhero.
You're an alien?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. Did Dusty like pull a full Superman, like Clark Kent, raised as a child by humans, or were you raised by aliens outside?
He was raised by aliens.
Okay.
And he like came to Earth probably like a few years ago, around the time that he started at the university. And also he's an anthropology major. Haha, funny, hilarious. Yeah, but no, he's
acing it, right?
Yeah,
every day is anthropology.
Yeah, acing it.
You know, he was raised by aliens, so he's a lot of people think that he's very weird, but most people are just like, he's just socially awkward.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the idea that he probably picks up on all of these things that most humans would be like, oh, this is just a normal human thing. But he's like, okay, but what about this thing?
Yeah.
And it's super insightful. Nobody thought about it that way.
He's very curious. And yeah.
I'm sure he's never put anything in his mouth that he shouldn't.
No, he's definitely done that.
How many times today?
Today, he probably ate some berries, and then got a very bad tummy ache and had to go to the nurse. And she's like, "Why did you eat these? Those are deer droppings." And he's like, "Oh." I was thinking to myself before we started, how am I gonna never let Rick live down eat shit in the werewolf? That's
it. Because I totally wrote that. It wasn't
you wrote
anybody at Paradox.
You know.
Yeah, so now you're gonna eat shit.
Yeah.
Just to stick it to me. Makes perfect sense.
Get under your skin.
I'm here for it. So after a long day of classes, and you all have kind of gone and done your normal wind down activities, but for the evening, before you can call it a day, you have a lesson, a late evening lesson in the peril pit, which is, again, definitely not just the danger room with a different name. For legal reasons, it's distinct. And it's just the three of you. Nobody else seems to have shown up today.
Strange.
Where is everybody?
It does look a lot like, conveniently, what's behind Woody. As you walk in, it is just like this room with lines and not a whole lot of detail. It doesn't have an X. It probably has a big A for Ambriel City. Thank you. Appreciate you. And so there are no teachers here today. You know that sometimes that is something that you guys do. You know, that you'll go and they'll have a scenario loaded and you'll run through it and just kind of, it's recorded, they don't have to be there all the time. But it is strange that there are no other students today.
Weird.
Where is everyone?
Maybe they're busy.
And no one knows that Dusty is an alien. Everyone on campus has no intelligence. Just
Okay.
across the board, the dumbest people at a college ever.
That checks out. I have 0 intelligence. So.
Whoa.
Elena's playing another Thimbo.
Coming out strong. Coming out strong.
What you broke us all.
It's too early to be broken.
I know. I'm trying to remember what you said, and I thought about it in that voice. It made me laugh all over again. Oh no.
Water.
I'm gonna have to clip that later.
Starting out strong. The first words out of my character's mouth.
So, like I said, it is just the 3 of you. No one else is here, but you all know each other. We kind of established how some of you know each other. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So Sky met Johnny after they lost control of their powers for the first time ever. They also injured Johnny in this event because, pulsar light is pretty powerful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did you lose control of your powers, and how did you hurt Johnny?
I feel like they were probably having a very emotional day. Maybe they were just. I don't think they would have been at the school by this point. This would be pre-school,
But not preschool.
but not preschool.
Preschool, but the other preschool.
Yeah, exactly. And they maybe they were having an emotional day, and it was like something dumb, like they failed a math test or something like that.
Yeah.
High school,
I was gonna say, maybe you went to the same high school.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, high schoolers are known for being very emotional.
Yeah, totally.
Totally tracks.
Yeah, and
with like last year, everything matters, and you think everything's dependent on these tests, so just lost it.
Standardized tests, the worst.
Yeah.
And we kind of established that Johnny probably wasn't actually hurt as much as Sky might have thought.
Yeah.
And did we say that's how
Right.
they figured out that you're a super, or was it at the college? I don't remember now.
I think at the time it was Johnny refusing to tell Sky my secret identity or anything like that. But then at the college, probably
you just sit down.
Being like,
sit down for like computer class.
You're here.
And
what's up?
There's definitely like a pamphlet.
You got powers too.
Yeah, like when you get accepted, there's definitely a pamphlet that's like, so you're a superhero. So all of you would know once you're there. What about Dusty? You had some connections too.
I don't think we established how we met, like necessarily. But honestly, I feel like just because Dusty is a part of like the student safety union, he probably went door to door to all the dorms, and that's probably how he met everyone.
Beautiful.
Like little like safety pamphlets, like little like candies, condoms, pocket knives, things like that.
Condoms and pocket knives.
Yeah.
Classic combination.
Freshman orientation.
Pepper spray. Things like that. So that's probably how he met everyone, and then maybe he just like clicked with certain people. But yes, he
Two
has
of them even
a major raging crush on Johnny. But Johnny doesn't know. But Sky totally knows.
Yeah.
and he learns like he hangs out probably more with Sky just because like they kind of inadvertently teach him a lot about Earth. And
Yeah.
also they like constantly like do a little like gossip about Johnny and like things like that.
Is it
But
just
yeah,
like
it was just like what?
it's a little
Yeah, that's how I like
in those
imagine
voices.
it. Little like little like gossiping. Yes.
Incredible.
I love it. I
It's
love
right
it.
over
So
my head.
yeah, Johnny's totally oblivious.
Yeah. Johnny has no idea that the is happening.
Mhm. You just figure it's like gossip and
Yeah.
probably not important.
Even though Dusty makes it so freaking obvious.
So obvious.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There
There have been no signs.
There's definitely a club on campus, and they all have bets. It's like a pool for who's gonna win. Like whenever they finally figure it out.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
So, what scenario do you think the three of you would be working on right now? I mean, we kind of talked about Sky having some issues with power control and things like that. Is there anything that you think the three of you would have been particularly having trouble with?
Maybe Sky has troubles with like the amount of energy they release when they're doing their pulsars. Energy releases.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe we're doing a scenario where at like the big crazy like fight happening, like Sky has to like unleash their powers, but they have to control it. And we keep fucking
Like
it
a
up.
stress test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They either release nothing or they nuke us. There's no in
We find
between.
Sky in the corner of the room in a ball, crying at the end.
Which is always a great way to play.
Yeah.
That's how I like to end my
Amazing.
games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, stressful.
Yeah, so I think that it starts to shift. This room, it projects like holograms essentially, and so it goes from this lined kind of room, the like holodeck almost on the, if we're going for Star Trek, or yes, the danger room, if you want to call it that. And it transforms into a very average looking small town. So, there are nice like brick buildings surrounding you, not too big. Some people like riding by on bicycles, people walking their dogs. And it doesn't seem too dangerous immediately.
Are we like in our like mundane forms at this point?
You tell me. I mean, would you automatically mask up whenever you enter the peril pit, or would you just kind of go in and see what the mission requires?
Dusty goes like full role play. He's like, let's go. We're acting this out. So
Is
he
he cosplaying as someone else entirely?
No, so he's like mundane and he like acts it out. It's like, oh my god, danger! Now I have to like suit up.
Yeah, I think I would follow that, where I would like stay mundane until the time came for it, in case that were to happen in the real world. Like I'm not always going to be in my superhero stuff.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. And because it is not a publicly known thing who any of these superheroes are, it is a very big rule for the school that you cannot let anyone know that you're a superhero. So nobody can know about your secret identity. So as you're kind of, looking around and nothing seems to be happening, you see that a bank down the street has people starting to run out of it, and you can hear alarms going off.
that doesn't seem good.
Yeah, we should
Maybe
probably check that out.
Go that way.
Damn it, Woody.
There are alarms going off. We should definitely go check it out.
Yep.
Dusty, you're absolutely right. You're
Thank
smart.
you.
You're
Oh.
the smart one.
You're welcome.
We'll follow you.
Oh, you're making me blush. Stop.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know how Dusty blushes whenever he's in like his alien form.
It's like blue, you know.
I love
You
it.
know.
Glows.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna start looking for like places to transform.
Okay.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
Johnny having like a very pretty Sailor Moon-esque transformation.
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
like for some reason, like soft music begins to play, and like my whole body turns like a glowing white, like a Pokemon evolution. And just like it like zooms in on each body part as it just like morphs to that different like piece of armor or costuming or whatever. And then just like ready to go.
Let's go.
yeah. And
Let's go.
what does Pride look like?
So Johnny is just at the phase of personal comfort and self-esteem of their own identity and sexuality and all that kind of stuff, where they're starting to experiment, hence the beret.
A bold move.
Even overalls like 2 years ago would have been like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not a painter. No way. And so Pride is the furthest extension of self-esteem and pride, right? So of like crop top, very short, tight sleeves, exposing the midriff, just a giant heart on the front that almost looks like graffitied, a huge billowing cape that it doesn't matter if it's windy, it billows.
Yes.
Big gloves, like borderline like lycra pants that are painted on. Like
I mean, you're a superhero. They probably are lycra. Let's be real.
pretty much, yeah. Like probably like leg warmers, like 80s workout style leg warmers, Olivia Newton-John, with
Yes.
like high top, like a mix between like sneakers and like looking a little bit nicer than sneakers. And then just like the single, he's not wearing sunglasses, but like a single, like the mask, like incredible style mask. And everything is varying shades of the rainbow, incredibly shiny. There's like glitters worked into a lot of the fabrics and stuff like that. Johnny will never do well on stealth missions.
Noted.
And
Noted.
also like his hair like grows a couple inches and gets like a huge like coif to it kind of, and it also turns from like my brownish hair color to like a almost like a lilac periwinkle kind of color. There's like a little bit of makeup that seems to get applied, like just like a slightly brighter like red,
much like
almost like
Sailor
a lipstick, I suppose. Yeah, just like everything is flamboyant and showy and ostentatious and just here making a presence.
Does he have like
I'm
a
gonna take these off.
catchphrase
I
he
can't
says
see.
whenever he transforms? You know, all Sailor Moon.
Great question. Great question. Is there a transformation word?
Word or phrase?
Yeah. Ooh. I think it's just pulls out of his bag and just kind of is like and just sort of less like verbal cues and more like using the fan to sort of like kick off this transformation. And ideally like the glowing, like again like Sailor Moon-esque, like is so bright that people have to turn away if for some reason they catch him in the act.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't think of a phrase right now, and I don't want to just come up with something without loving it.
Right.
Absolutely. It would probably, I'm thinking of so many like RuPaul drag moments in my head. Like
maybe it's just like you have to quote RuPaul. Just any
it could
quote,
be
whatever comes to mind.
It could be that. something. He's yelling just like sissy that walk. Just like and he just starts voguing.
And even though the three of you are all looking for a place to transform, so nobody can see what's on the street, the audience, the camera can see like people just kind of looking concerned at this alleyway, like what's going on? There's a bright light and somebody yelling stuff. Is somebody watching Drag Race right now? What about Dusty and Sky? What are they doing?
Dusty, he carries around this like little device that kind of looks like a Game Boy color. That's how I imagine it looking like. And
Important question. Is it the like old school one you can see through?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's the blocky one. It's like the blocky gray one.
That's all of the Game Boy.
I'm so no. My sibling
the gray
has a
one.
Game
Okay,
Boy
that's
that
like-
opens and closes. That's a different one.
That's fair.
But it's the old OG one.
Okay.
Yeah. But and he always carries it around with him and maybe like fiddles with it. People think he just plays video games. He likes retro video games or something like that. He does have like a bit of an obsession with like tech. So yeah, but when he like runs off into like another the adjacent alley or like the same alley, he like takes out his little Game Boy and like does a little like a button combination. He does like what's the Konami code? Up, down, like left, right, A, B. He does the Konami code on it, and then it like tack meow. Like it's like, oh, do you know what's that freaking anime? It's like what's it, cyberspace or something? And yeah, he like gets like coded, like he turns into like code.
Yeah.
And
Very cool.
he and he like when he's uncoded, I don't think I said it right. I don't think it's cyberspace. My sibling would know, but they're in the shower. It's from like the 2000s, and there's like a blue guy in it. This is bugging me now. He's blue.
Listen,
okay.
buddy, that does not narrow it down very much for anime.
Yeah.
I will remember.
2000s blue.
That's a lot of things.
1 second. Oh wait.
Like right now, all I'm just picturing every Daft Punk video.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's freaking blue. And yeah, I'll find it later. But when he transforms, he goes from like his normal form. Like when he is in like a human form, he's kind of emo. He has like a sort of like fringe, and his hair is dyed purple, and he wears like a black vest that has like fur on it, and he wears like tight pants and like all these straps all over him. Like he has a weird sense of style. But when he transforms into his superhero form, that also kind of is like his like secret alien form that people just think he looks crazy when he's a superhero. His skin is like this sort of lilac purple, and his like hair turns literally into like fire, kind of like how when you see comets through like a telescope, they're all like fiery and it's like purple and the ends are like burning hot. And then he has like these like they're kind of like horns, but it's like almost like crystallized, because comets have a bunch of like minerals on them, so it's like crystallized. And then he has like these cool tech goggles that he can like turn, and wears like sort of like armor, weird like tech all over him. And he has like these like veins along his skin that kind of like glow under the skin. And he has this little like Game Boy, and now it's all like teched out, and like he can Inspector Gadget it. He turned to like go gadget gun, go gadget, your mom. He has this like little tech thing.
Your mom is the best gadget.
Those are the only two things he can do: gun and your mom.
He does your mom really well.
Yeah, and yeah, and he looks really freaking cool. And then when he transforms his the superhero phrase, I have no idea. Probably just like,
well, it's the Konami code. I mean,
it's the Konami code. Up, down, left, right, A, B.
That's out loud.
Yeah, he says that loud.
I mean, that's obviously the verbal component.
Yeah.
So funny. A 90s kid walks by and is like, that the
Yeah.
Canonical? Get you
Yeah,
all the levels in Sonic.
But you know, it sounds vaguely alien.
yeah. But his catchphrase is probably something like, you know, let's do this, fellow humans. Next,
Nailed it.
let's
And
do
nobody
it, fellow
knows.
humans.
Nobody knows.
No, nobody knows. No one at all knows.
How would they know?
Oh my god, I found it. 1 second. wait. Reboots.
Okay,
Oh.
That show.
that's from the, like, I was a child.
Wow.
That's from the 90s.
Yeah.
pretty
Wow.
sure.
Also, they did reruns from like the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
watched that show.
That's
No,
fair.
that's the
I
show
love
thing I
Reboot.
freaking
Love
Yeah,
you guys.
Reboot's so great.
Yeah.
You're making me feel so old because Woody, you weren't even alive for that.
Well, I was alive in your
You
heart.
and me both.
That's fair.
In your heart. When Dusty transforms, his catchphrase is reciting your exact coordinates back to you in 50 different languages.
All at the same time, so it just
Yeah.
sounds
There
terrifying.
you go.
Yeah.
It's like a grinder profile. I'm 50 steps from you. Oh no.
It like slowly decreases.
Oh no.
It's just like
What about Sky? What's your transformation like?
So
Follow that.
Guy kind of goes from like their usual loose sort of clothing. They have like a wristband that they use that like nanotechnology in it, which kind of makes it form across their body basically. And their hair becomes like light, and it's kind of like pulsing light, so it's like between yellows and blues. Their eyes glow like a bright cyan blue along with their lips, and there's these tattoos that sort of show up on their body, which were actually a result from the first time transforming. And then they have like more like leathery sort of clothing with like a very crop top bomber jacket sort of thing going on. That's in cyan.
I love the crop tops and the fact that like the crop tops are both like on the outside here. So Dusty's just flanked by crop tops constantly.
All the crop tops. And then they have some like it's just like black leathers, bright neon colors like sky and or like the neon nebula. So that's basically it. And they've got like white detailing and belts and things like that.
Very nice. Very nice.
it's just like space.
Nice.
Oh man, now I'm gonna be thinking about that.
Birdie's like, get me out of here, let me out.
I knew what I was in for.
Me,
Anytime you show up, Woody, I'm ready for chaos.
I have like a complete inability to be serious, except for like 1 or 2 D&D characters that I play with like a complete straight face. All my characters are just awful.
But
I-
we love you for it.
Awful.
I love them all.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Mhm. So as the three of you transform, not like right next to each other, but kind of all in the same alley, not looking at each other, just casually transforming. So it seems like the situation has escalated a little bit. You can hear gunshots from inside the bank and people screaming as they are evacuating the area. There are no police currently. You hear very, very distant sirens, but it doesn't seem like they're going to get there anytime soon.
Okay. Can I like simultaneously like you said we're on like a street, right?
Yeah. Basically, we'll say this is like the town square even.
Okay. But and it's like a modern city, I imagine, like this
A
simulation.
smaller, well, this is a smaller town, but yeah, it's
Smaller
it's other-
town.
Yeah.
Okay. If possible, I'd love to, if the road is like asphalt or if
Mhm.
there's a sidewalk or something like that, I'd love to like take a glove off and like touch it and start having my skin turn into that substance if there's gunshots. And I'd like to maybe flag down somebody running out and just trying to figure out like how many gunmen are inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll to assess the situation? So you'll roll with superior.
Roll with superior, and it's 2d6.
Mhm.
Just checking. Okay, cool. That
Yep.
would have changed everything. Rolling a d20 this whole time. I keep
Yeah.
getting above a 10.
Actually, a D30.
That is, I don't think I add anything to superior. So it's a 7 total.
Okay, it's not great, but you still can ask a question and get an answer. So, what would you say is the most important question? Just like how many gunmen, and that's
Yeah, that's the main in Johnny's mind. That's the main thing I'm thinking is I heard gunshots. How many gunmen? Yeah, if I'm going quickly, that's the first question I'm asking.
yeah.
And then immediately having like a million other thoughts of like, you idiot, you should have asked for how many hostages. Are there hostages? Like, of course, obviously you ask about that first.
right,
Is anyone
right.
hurt? God. And just
Not
like
important.
immediately
Not
second guess. But I'm pride now, so I'm feeling like great question. Actually, the best question you could have asked.
Yeah.
You hear
Oh,
Dusty
I
behind
love
you
it.
go, "Wow, that was a really good question to ask. You're so smart."
I love the idea of like Johnny's like
Thanks, Dusty.
kind of in the back of Pride's mind, like thinking these things, but like
Yeah.
is in control. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
definitely.
So as someone runs by, is like, I think there were like 5 of them.
Thanks, citizen. Hey, you're all right.
And they just scream and run.
There's like a sparkle sound as I smile.
Ching.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just picturing the Chip Skylark.
exactly. Like, trying to keep that sparkle.
Exactly.
I haven't heard that song in years. I don't know how it got in my head just now.
Because I just unlocked
That's
that memory.
crazy.
You're welcome. What about Dusty and Sky?
Are there any suspicious vehicles parked outside the bank?
It looks like pretty normal vehicles in the front. You can't see the sides or the back from where you are, though.
Okay. Because they probably have a getaway car. They're robbing a bank.
I mean,
So,
they're not wrong.
maybe I'll check around the back and see if there's anything there.
Okay. Are you telling your teammates this, or is this like
Yeah.
your thought process?
This is my thought process.
Okay.
Guy goes, what about around the back? What if they're what if, like getaway vehicles or, those kinds of things?
All
Should
the
we check
best
the back?
things are around the back.
That's true.
I don't understand.
That's a great idea.
Sky just winks at Dusty.
Dusty does this.
The very over exaggerated.
Dusty, is there
Yeah.
something in your eye?
No.
Oh. All right.
Does it again. Is that the only move that Dusty has for romance?
Yeah. It's like his emote.
Just
That's why Johnny doesn't know that he likes them, because every time that he talks to Johnny and is like flirting, he's like, "You look nice today."
What does it mean?
Is he lying? I don't look nice today. So confused.
Literally.
Crippling self-doubt.
Dusty wants to like type in like a on his little Game Boy.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna call it a Game Boy now. We're
Yeah.
gonna get copyright striked up the Yahoo.
Do
And his like well, it's just called the Kirby cart in the thing to get more copyrighted. His little like it's literally like Reboot, where it's like these kind of like floating discs that he stands on, and they like kind of hover around a little bit. And he's gonna like it's gonna like appear because it has like chameleon plating. It like disappears and reappears, so it like appears beside him, and he's gonna like hop on it, and I'll be like, I'll take a look around the back, and then he'll like around the back on his cool little hoverboard.
You said it like disappears and reappears, so does it look like he's flying to everyone else?
No, because like he made it appear, so it does like
Gotcha.
they can't see him like flying around on it.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. You go around back and you do see that there is like a van with just all blacked out windows.
Can I land on its roof?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
What is your intent? Like, are you trying to scare somebody?
He wants to like land on it, like, oh bitch.
Super.
Sorry.
the superhero.
That made a lot of sense in my head.
Yeah.
And then when I came out my mouth, I'm like, wait. He will like he lands on it, and because with the intent of like, I don't know, maybe scaring whoever's inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you wield your powers? So roll with freak.
Okay. Oh, first roll of me. That's not bad. I got 10.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. So of the options we've got here, you could neutralize an opponent or threat. I mean, you don't see anyone, but like the van itself could potentially be a threat in a way. And then you can also create something useful from your environment.
Maybe he like lands on the roof of the van, and the impact is so heavy, all the tires just pop.
Yeah, I like that. I think it
Yeah.
also sets off the car alarm, which is going to alert the robbers
boy.
inside.
That's fine. The
Yeah.
robbers look over, and a van goes through the window.
You know what? I would allow it. Yeah, I mean, you rolled pretty well.
He won't do that, but he will like pop the tires, and then like he'll like hop off the roof of the van and be like, talking to his Game Boy, guys, I found the escape vehicle.
What I have learned from playing with you, Woody, is if there's a van, the tires are fucked.
The tires getting sloshed. He's gonna push into the river.
Good times.
It's my deeply seated hatred for vans. Their stupid sliding doors.
Valid.
That's fair.
The worst kind of
slidey
door.
doors.
All right. So Sky, you just watched as Dusty the comment took off. So what would Nebula be doing?
Nebula's running after them first off because they were gonna go around to the back too. They come around the corner and the van just goes and they're like, oh, okay.
I feel like because they rolled really well, probably you can hear the tires popping, like the landing and the tires popping before you even get there, like before you get
Oh, okay.
out to the back. So while you're still kind of in the front area, you can hear that and you're like,
They got it. So Sky will go probably to the front instead, and then check and see if they can see the shooters and the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna also have you roll to assess the situation. So roll is superior.
And is that a D6?
A 2d6.
2d6. Okay.
Yeah, this is just monster hearts with maybe less flirting,
What?
possibly.
Possibly. With a superior. So that is a 6.
Okay. You are not sure. It's pretty hard to see. Like inside, it seems almost as if some kind of explosion might have gone off. You didn't really hear anything, so it's hard to say. But there's a lot of smoke.
I'm trying to think.
The smoke is coming from inside the bank or
Yeah.
around the back? Okay.
No, from inside the bank. Yeah. So Pride, you can see that, like, as Nebula goes up and is checking out the situation. That's
Is it making it difficult for them to see out as well? Or
you can assume so.
should we sneak
Interesting.
inside? Pride?
I have been practicing my sneaking for 24 hours. So let's do it.
Amazing. I'm not seeing anything great for this, and from the moves, that's one of my least favorite things about the Powered by the Apocalypse is sometimes it's hard to like make stuff up on the fly. But
yeah.
what would you say? What are your best? I know Pride, you have mundane, so
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
you gotta
Savior
say-
is my next best. Because that's
mm,
my next thing in priority. I'm like, I should have some sort of like not bulletproof 100%, but some sort of hardened exterior from the asphalt.
right.
And now I'm my main concern is hostages, and like if they're shooting guns, then presumably they were shooting at a person, unless they're like, I don't know, breaking a door down or something. So that's like my next thought is like injured people and the
Right.
like.
Yeah, so I'll have you roll with mundane. And what about Sky?
It's tied between danger and freak.
I'm gonna have you roll freak because I don't know if danger is the right thing here.
No.
Okay, that's a 10
Ooh.
because of the
Ooh,
plus
nice.
3.
That's an 11.
That's amazing. Yeah, the two of you are able to sneak in very, very quietly. Pride, you're not really sure how you're sneaking so well. You've never snuck this well in your life, especially
I'm just whispering.
given that you
I'm
you
just-
like practically glow.
Yeah, I'm just like whispering. We're here. We're queer. We're not. We're here. We're queer. Just like
Nebula is just dancing, doing a little cha-cha behind.
But super stealthily. Super stealthily.
And Nebula will have tried to dim their, I guess, auras,
Right.
hair, lips, eyes, tattoos.
Yeah, I love how the two people who are literally and essentially glowing are the ones sneaking. But you think maybe the smoke had something to do with your ability to get in and not be noticed. You are able to make your way kind of behind a counter. You think that it's probably where people would have gone to maybe sign their checks or fill out paperwork.
Mhm.
And you can see that these gunmen, they seem to have gone back into the vault area, which is, so there's the tellers kind of to your left, and then directly opposite from where you are is the vault area.
Do we go closer?
And we heard before coming in here and sneaking.
Yeah.
We heard the car alarm.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do we have, I know Dusty has the Game Boy, but do we have like communication devices of some sort to talk to each other as a team without
Sky
being
has
like
the watch.
super close?
I watched.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's at least some communication.
Pride has his gaydar.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
But it's an internal gaydar.
One of those tellers. It's not important right now. Get your head in the game.
You're like,
They
they don't
are-
even know yet. They don't even
They're
know.
bi-curious. For now. So Sorry. Payback. So yeah, I Pride is looking for like innocent people.
Yeah.
And is trying to quickly prioritize, like, this person's been shot, I'm gonna get them out first. This person was shot in, like, I don't know, their arm, so like less of a big deal, and then just like kids and keep going like that.
Yeah, there are several very frightened children. It doesn't seem like anybody here has been shot necessarily.
Okay.
The two of you rolled really well, so you can see that it seems like it was more of an intimidation thing. Like there's some bullet holes in the wood in front of the tellers, like they're little desks. There's some bullet holes in the ceiling, like they might have just like shot up into the air. But you don't see any blood. No one seems to be hurt. Just scared more than anything.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna whisper as quietly as possible to Sky, or excuse me, Nebula, and be like, I think we should get these kids out first.
I agree.
And Pride,
Meanwhile, in the background, you just hear like the freaking van alarm.
Pride, I'm going to have you roll to comfort someone. So, fortunately for you, that is with your mundane.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank goodness it is my mundane, because that's 5 + 3 is an 8.
Okay. Yeah. So, not amazing, but you are able to get them to at least stop crying. And then the two of you are able to get at least the kids out. It seems like the adults, it's a little iffy. Kids are smaller and easy to hide.
Yeah. Where are we gonna put these kids? Is one of the kids look older?
Yeah, we'll say there's one who's probably like a teenager.
Perfect.
You can tell by the really bad facial hair. They're trying so hard.
Right. Is my gaydar going off for this teenager?
Maybe.
It's canon.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Bring them outside, put a hand on their shoulder. Listen, there's going to be a lot of difficulty, but it gets better. Watch these damn kids.
Are my parents okay?
I'm getting them next.
I mean, yeah, just take your time. Yeah, it's fine.
I appreciate you being incredibly understanding in this terrifying moment. It's going to be all right.
I'm like 15, so like, I get it.
Valid.
All right, so Dusty,
Love is love.
Rub
back in.
Very stealthily though.
Yeah.
So Comet, around back, what are you doing now that you have destroyed this van?
Definitely rips the door off it. Takes a look at the seat. He's just stripping it. He's like, wow, what does this do?
Fully has like a wrench out, taking parts off.
Yeah.
I love that.
Trying to stop the sound.
He drinks the. Yeah, he's like, where's the sound coming from? He's trying to stop it.
Drinks
like whipping out the engine.
Yeah, drinks the radiator fluid, which is
I
totally
was about to
normal.
say.
Yeah, totally normal for you.
Yeah.
It's actually a delicacy where you come from.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is like, where's the sound coming from? Rips door off.
Yeah, it takes you a while, but eventually you are able to find where it's coming from, and it makes a lot more noise at first as you like hit the horn accidentally, but then you're able to rip out the electronics.
Yeah. Is there anyone in the back of this van just watching me do this?
No, it seems like it was unguarded.
I feel like this is a decoy van. That I just destroyed the bank manager's fan. He's like, how am I gonna pick my kids up.
Yeah, you go back and look at the door, and it has the bank's logo on there.
It has like the thing.
Honey,
where
I'm gonna be
people do the
late.
Stickers of like them with their kids.
Amazing. Anything else?
When he's done, he'll jump out and he's gonna try to sneak in through the back, even though, everyone knows he's there.
I mean, they know something's there. Maybe not you.
Yeah. He wants to find maybe a back door that is usually only used by employees, and see if he can sneak in through there.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty easy to find because the van's parked right by the back door.
Yeah.
Easier getaway that way. But I'm gonna have you roll mundane,
Okay.
unless you can argue another ability.
No, I'll roll mundane.
Okay.
I rolled double 6.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys can see that. It's
No,
so
not at all.
blurry.
Nope.
No. Well, it's double 6. You can tell by my totally tubular pog face.
I love that. That's probably exactly how Dusty talks. I
Yeah.
have no idea what any of it means.
Raise your hand if
So
you
funny.
understood what I just said.
I'm
I don't
just
want
gonna,
to.
I'm just gonna,
I don't want to.
just gonna move on because some of us are old.
Oh,
Tubular. I get.
there we go.
Yeah,
If it's not Pogs, the little cardboard things, then I don't know.
See, there you go. You just aged yourself enough that I know we're at least in the same
Yep.
realm.
We're in the
Yep.
same age bracket.
Thanks, Woody.
You're welcome. Love y'all.
Love you too. All right, so
Share it with me.
what was your mundane? Do you have any places to?
I do not.
Oh, wrong side. How does that?
So it's just 12.
You're just making it worse. All right, so yeah, with a 12, you are able to sneak in very, very easily. Where you are is a little bit closer to these robbers. You can almost hear what they're saying. You can definitely see the people who are all down on the floor in the lobby, with their hands behind their heads and face down. You can also see the glow of your teammates because
Okay.
they came in quietly, but they're pretty hard to hide.
Is there anything around me that's tech, human tech?
I mean, there's the alarm that seems to have been disabled on this door.
Because I have this power that I can do where I can alter human device with my alien technology, and then I create a device that does something impossible once, and then it fizzles out.
Amazing.
Keep in mind, this is just the test. This is not the actual big thing that you guys are doing today.
I mean,
So maybe don't use your ones protection thing right now, or do. I'm not telling you how to play.
it'd be really fun.
But think about how much fun it'll be whenever it's the BBEG.
Yeah. He wants to I guess I want to look around and assess, and I want to see are the robbers kind of cornered in the vault or wherever
Yeah.
they are?
Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Just close
they
it.
can get out without. Yeah. They can't get out
They're
without
airtight.
getting past you. They kept one person outside of the vault so that can't happen.
They have hostages, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Dusty. Yeah, he's gonna stay where he is. He's gonna hold position and see what Pride and Nova figure out what they're gonna do.
Nebula.
Nebula, sorry.
Sorry, I made it
Yeah,
complicated.
No,
Well,
you
no, I
didn't.
mean,
It's the
it doesn't-
easiest shit.
it doesn't help that you are the Nova.
They're all
so, like,
Space
Yeah.
related.
Yeah, I was thinking of your like power thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are Pride and Nebula doing? You can probably see Dusty. He's not very sneaky either.
He waves.
Nebula waves back.
So the most vulnerable like hostages are out. Now I guess. Oh man. I guess I'm gonna try and if there's a way to like communicate, if we can all see each other,
Mhm.
try and communicate the idea of just closing, because the majority of bank robbers are in the vault,
Right.
correct? So communicate to them somehow to close them in, and if need be, I can try and distract the the one who is not in the vault.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy enough to communicate with Nebula, who's right next to you.
Yeah.
I mean, Nebula, you do think that it's possible that you could use your powers to like shut the door?
Okay. Can the person standing outside of the vault, can they like clearly see us from where we are,
They-
or are we pretty
They're
hidden?
mostly kind of watching like the vault itself, like what's going on there. But I mean, they do have a hostage with them.
Okay.
Mhm. Is there still
could-
smoke in here?
It's starting to clear out a little bit, but there's still some lingering.
Okay. Is there like a
Could I-
source of the smoke? Is it near the vault?
It just kind of seems to be a general lingering smoke at this point. You're not sure what the source is.
Okay.
Could I use my power to create more smoke
Sure.
and maybe create like a smoke screen for us to get closer?
And
You can do
then
that.
can I piggyback off of that and use substance mimicry to become smoke
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
That's so
travel
cool.
through it and then like materialize right behind the
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I'm going to
that's
have
cool.
you both roll to unleash your powers, please. So roll with
God,
freak.
That's freak, isn't it?
This is crazy, but you could do that thing like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where this guy makes that dude swallow the car, except you're the smoke in his lungs, and then you transform. It's like, bro, like a chest burster.
You're the car.
You're the car.
11.
Amazing.
So I rolled a 10, -1 becomes a 9.
That's still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I rolled an 11.
Yeah. So with your 11, yeah, so you are able to create the perfect smoke screen. What are you trying to do with this specifically?
I'm gonna kind of make it so that it seems like the smoke's coming from the front area and kind of like something caught on fire again or something like that, and the smoke is traveling towards the vault.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
moving down.
And Pride, you are able to just blend in with this smoke like a shadow amongst it and just materialize, you said, right by the one who's outside the vault?
Yeah, it's a 9, I know that's like kind of partial success area, but like
Yeah.
ideally, like just like he's standing there, he's like got a hostage or whatever, and I'm just kind of like right behind him, just like becoming corporeal again behind him.
Guess who?
Are you just like choking him out?
Yeah, I do think Pride is probably like there's a strong Johnny is like incredibly non-confrontational. So I think that bleeds into Pride being like as non-violent as possible. Like leans more towards like saving the hostages and like rescuing people and that kind of like sector of superhero work.
Sure.
So But like, if it has to happen, it has to happen. You know what I mean? Like, this is how you save these hostages: is you have to
Or you
get
could
your hands
even-
dirty in this
Or you
scenario.
could even like disarm him, like take.
Well,
The
yeah,
gun.
for sure. So it's really just like, yeah, putting them in some kind of like very physical. Hopefully Dusty sees this very physical, close homoerotic wrestling position.
Listen, there's no need to say homoerotic with wrestling because it's already gay.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no straight way to wrestle.
you're right.
Dusty's like, yeah, bitch, I wish that was me.
Very loudly.
Oh, I mean, good job.
He just assumes that you mean like be like me, like you're the one doing the move to the bad guy. I can teach you how to do it sometime.
I'm sure they would love that.
I hate it here, besties.
No, you don't.
This is the most gay game I've ever played.
Because again, we're a bunch of non-binary people.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, Dusty's like, damn, bitch. He's just drooling. Yeah, he needs
I
to get
thought
mopped up off the floor.
I was gonna say I thought you had more of that.
No, he has nothing. I have nothing else to add. Dusty is like, sheesh, wedding.
Yeah. Just full fanning himself.
I'm sorry. Am I
have a
aging you,
fan-
Rick?
I
Am
can-
I aging you with my lingo?
Borrow this.
Yeah. So as you are able to grapple very gaily, I guess, are you trying to just subdue, or are you trying to like make them unconscious?
I'm just trying to subdue.
Okay.
I'm trying to subdue to protect the hostage and make like a clear, easy path for closing the door.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so who is actually going to do the closing here?
Ooh.
I think I have a pretty clear shot.
Mhm.
I agree.
Maybe.
If all else fails and Sky can't close it, then maybe Dusty can use his Game Boy to like make it close. I don't know, electronically.
Makes sense.
Up,
Yeah.
down, left, right, AB.
Yeah, why don't you roll to wield your powers?
Okay.
Just to see how well you can control this.
Already. Oh no.
Oh, you explode. Simulation ends.
The real trick is, though, it can't like simulate your powers. So
This is danger. Freak.
no, this would be freak.
Okay. So that's even higher. That's a Oh no, sorry. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah. How do you close
Amazing
the door
rolls.
then, using your powers?
I'm gonna use a pulse to just shoot it close because it's gonna be a heavy door, right? So
Yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing. I just didn't want to like tell you how you do
And
it.
this bright neon, like cyan blue color shoots out of their hands and just
Sounds pretty
slams into the door.
Just like, sounds pretty gay.
Yeah, just
Here
like
for it.
wrestling this
Of
guy.
course.
Sounds gay. Love it.
Right?
The sound that it makes as it shoots out, super gay. Nailed it. That is the sound of gayness. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so at this point, the simulation fades away as you all have successfully completed your mission. You have trapped the rest of these robbers, very gaily subdued one, and freed all the hostages.
Does that mean that as I'm subduing this person, it slowly like vanishes away?
Absolutely. So you're just like
Brilliant.
on the
I'm just
ground.
whispering in his ear, call me daddy. You're gonna call me. It's going
And
down.
Dusty, you can suddenly see that like Pride is on the ground talking to no one, telling them to call him daddy.
Are you having another one of your episodes?
Oh, no, everything's. Sorry about that.
Everything is fine. This is fine, as I say, like you.
As Dusty
Exactly,
personally
Dusty. You
attacks
get me.
everyone. Yeah, Dusty's just here to personally attack everyone.
I get you.
Right, as in like understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was really cool. You did a really good job.
Thank you. I heard some car alarms out back. I imagine you kicked their asses.
Oh yeah, I totally took everyone out.
Incredible. We couldn't have done it without you.
There were like 10 guys back there.
I immediately believe you.
Good. Thank you for always believing in me.
Of course.
So, as you all exit the peril pit, something is off. So, this is in like the basement of the school, and you notice it's normally dark, a little spooky down here. It's also where the paranormal club meets in this area, but it's very bright as you come out. And normally there are very low concrete ceilings above you. The open sky greets you as you exit the peril pit. And you see the ruins of your school smoldering around you.
Did we
Oh my
exit the
God.
peril pit?
I'm pretty
Did
sure.
I do that?
No, I don't think so.
Dusty's like,
did I
did you do that?
I don't know. I
No,
start
you
scrubbing the
didn't.
heel.
No, I don't think it's you. Wait, we should
all
go
right.
see if people need help.
Absolutely, we should. Glass half full. That was the business school above us. So, I mean,
So,
but nonetheless.
it is basically all in one building. And
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Never mind.
I mean, the business school was directly above you. You're not right. But the entire school seems to be gone. Like, it's not as if it were destroyed and these are, piles and piles of things with people trapped underneath. It's just not there anymore. And you can see that there are obviously pipes that are spewing out water where the plumbing had been hooked up previously, and there are sparks of electricity and fire starting to burn. But you don't see or hear anyone.
This is the most efficient demolition job I've ever seen.
I agree. The Property Brothers wish they could do it like this.
I know.
I'm convinced. My gaydar has been telling me that they're not who they said. Anyway, let's check things out. I want to look at like one of those pipes that's broken or like a wall that has been broken and just see like the manner in which it like, is it a super clean cut or is it like it was torn or something along that nature?
Seems like it was torn. Like it's
Okay.
not a solid like a laser beam that would have cut across.
Mhm.
It seems like it was ripped. And as you're sort of looking through these ruins, you see a like blimp flying over the city. This very dark, ominous looking blimp with loudspeakers, and you hear this like nasally voice saying, "Dr. Freaky has taken over the city. You are all under my control now."
Oh, not this asshole again.
You
Honestly,
would
I
know.
hate this guy.
You would know he was a former student, like years and years before, who turned to supervillainy.
Man, I hate this guy.
Me too.
It's the worst.
Okay. Well, putting 2 to 2 together, It seems like he has something to do with this, and that is not good.
I think you're right.
We should probably go kick his ass.
If for no
Agreed.
other reason than he drives a blimp.
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I'm not one to shame
What
people on what
year
type of
is
transportation
this?
they can do, but like, what is that?
Maybe if we shoot the blimp down, it'll. Pew.
What year is this? 1937?
Sounds gay.
Yeah, the gayest blimp explosion. Little rainbow confetti shoots out.
Well, what if he has something to do with this? And then what if there are students on the blimp? We can't just shoot it down.
That's true.
You're right. We need more information.
I'm gonna like
Oh, go for
on
it.
my Game Boy and like make my Kirby mobile appear and hop on it. Like
Not
travel
like
around
pull
a
up the
little faster.
news. Not like pull up the news or anything. Just make a Kirby mobile. What does your Kirby mobile look like? Please enlighten us.
Oh, it's the same thing as when it's in the simulation. It's like two discs that like float and they're like connected by like weird alien wires, and he puts one foot on one and one foot on the other and goes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say four. Because you just said and he goes. I was like, it goes what?
Goes, flies around.
Also,
It
for
hovers.
some reason, what are your frozen? At least for me,
Oh
Yeah.
Same.
Ooh,
frozen and then gone.
Dusty has turned invisible.
they're invisible.
The neat trick.
Drats.
Incredible.
Are there any people that we see, like students, like any potential witnesses? Is what I'm looking.
No. So the campus, I mean,
interesting.
it is
Good
this
lord.
school, but there's a very wide lawn around it. And it is kind of on the outskirts of the city. Like there's not a whole lot nearby. And it's kind of intentional. You know, they wanted to be able to have their own space away from prying eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you think they'll have to go outside of the school? To
Does the blimp have some sort of trajectory that we would be familiar with? Like, is it heading towards like the mayor's house or something like a notable landmark?
It seems like mostly right now he's just gloating. So it's kind
Okay.
of it seems like it's leaving maybe the school area, and so it is like flying over the city, and you can see it's like reaching where the river cuts the city in half, you know, and it is going city hall's in that direction, so maybe that's where it's going, but mostly it seems to just sort of be meandering very lazily and gloating and yelling at anybody. Like you can hear that he's like any person he can see, he's just like yelling random things at them. Like telling
Okay.
somebody that their outfit looks terrible.
Oh,
so rude. I
furious.
hate it when Doctor freaky gloats.
Immediately thinking of my beret. Oh, I'm mad.
Good thing you're not wearing it. He would say all kinds of things.
I know, and I would not take it well. Yeah, I'm gonna immediately start looking for a way to get to him. Yeah, I'm gonna either turn to Dusty or Nebula and just be like, Dusty, it seems like you have a really good way of traversing upwards vertically. How can the rest of us get up there?
Great question. Maybe if I can find a car, I could make it fly.
Yeah. Or do you think you
mean-
could like hold me and just
Oh
you
yeah,
could
that
just
works.
hold me
Yeah,
while
you stay here,
you're going
Nebula,
up
I'll
the
come back
things?
for you.
Okay, I can wait. You can.
No, I'll do it like I'll take like you know how like you hold toddlers or whatever. I'll have Pride in one and Nebula in the other, and just go whoop.
I love that so much. There is like a what do they call those specific buses that like tourists go on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess like a tour bus basically, but not for a band. It's just like maybe it's like high schoolers who
I
were
should do
coming.
magic school bus. The school bus. I should do magic school bus. Yes.
You should.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I try to do it, and then my hoverboard is like, no. So I want to like be like, okay, secondary idea. Watch this. I saw this in a kids show, and I'm gonna go over to the bus, and I want to use my Game Boy, and I want to use my alien tech to try to alter this human device to make it do something impossible for once.
Absolutely.
Then, oh, this is gonna suck because I use it, and then when we get to the blimp, it's gonna plummet from the sky. Let's go.
They can do something impossible though. Maybe it can just like hover.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you go. Okay, let's do this. Let me roll. I have to roll freak.
Okay.
Yeah, but
No pressure.
I got a I can't math.
This is
Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding it.
2 gate of math. It's okay.
I rolled a 9. So on a miss, the device works, but it has a completely unintended side effect that the GM will reveal when I use it.
I mean, a 9's not a miss though.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Okay. I thought it was a miss. I don't know why.
No, I mean, again, this is basically just Monster Hearts, but superheroes,
Okay.
and not horny monsters. Weirdly.
Okay. Then I'm gonna make the literally like magic school bus. I'm gonna make it fly. So I sit in like the driver's seat and I like open up the door like I'm picking up the kids.
A chameleon just comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Incredible. With the frizz.
Dive on in.
Yeah, and then I'll like close the door and I'll be like, "Meow, meow," and then when I turn it on, it just like starts flying in the air and I like drive it towards the blimp. But when I drive it, it's like the scene from Harry Potter movie where it's like the bus going down the streets. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
It's not very stable.
So like immediately Pride just lands in your lap while you're driving.
Yeah.
On accident.
On accident.
Guy.
He like puts an arm around him, like I'll keep you safe.
But like
This
as a
guy
friend,
gives you a knowing look.
Yeah,
totally as a friend, right?
totally as a friend. Two dudes sitting in a hot tub.
Oh my god. I'm just now imagining the Dusty and Johnny are roommates.
And they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
Historians will say they were roommates.
References.
There you go. Yeah, we solved that age-old Vine mystery.
So funny.
Like, I
And
just
they
saw
were
a message
roommates.
that my sibling sent me, and it says, "Please make totally tubular pog face your Discord status." Yeah, that's happening.
Amazing. So you said you're flying up to the blimp?
Yeah, I'm going all the way up there.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll me a mundane because Dr. Freaky starts trying to blast you out of the sky.
Oh shit. Sorry, what do I have to roll?
Mundane.
Oh shit. Well, this is gonna go great. All right, guys, let's do this. Put on your seatbelt. Ooh,
There are no seatbelts.
5, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god. For once in my life, my rolls are not absolute ass in a game. I rolled an 11.
Yeah. I mean, it is very chaotic because it is a school bus and there are no seatbelts. Everybody ends up in your lap at some point. You know, there's only 2 other people, but you know, Dusty's very smooth. He's romancing all of the heroes.
He is. He's like, polycule, let's go.
Got his thruple right here.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So you are able to dodge all of these blasts, but you can see that what it does hit changed size. So you can see that like some of the taller buildings shrink down massively.
Ah.
See that some of the like regular sized houses turn into enormous houses, crushing other things
Oh.
in the way.
Can I land the bus just like on the top of the blimp? Beep beep.
Absolutely.
That way.
From
it
there
just-
though,
it's
you
like-
have to like go all the way down because the bottom is where
Uh-huh.
everybody is usually.
I mean, I could just like crash it into the side.
You could.
I won't do that. No, I'll
You
just
could,
land.
you could also just like pirate style, like throw some ropes.
Oh, that's true. You know what? Yeah, sure. I'll bring it up to the side, space pirate style.
Yeah.
Make a
Obviously, you have
Heck
50 feet
yeah.
of hempen rope, each of you.
Yeah.
I'll construct a plank that we can flop so we can go in true pirate style.
That'd be funny, actually.
Amazing.
Johnny, Pride's just like a catwalk. Brilliant.
Perfect.
I have to ask, does he sashay across?
Absolutely. Sachets. Too
Amazing.
much hips for this. In my head, a white character. Too much.
Mostly because, it's a plank and you're like on a flying bus and there's a blimp.
It's unsteady. You can't tell if it's like because the plank is unsteady or if it's fully.
But you make it across. You make it across.
Oh, before I do go across, I was thinking of touching the like metal exterior of the bus
Mhm.
and my skin turning
Cool.
probably like assuming it's I don't know if it's school bus yellow, but like
Yeah, because
Turning.
we went with the school
The
bus, it's definitely-
Simpsons.
but you've got like black stripes,
yeah.
Yeah, also, you've
my-
got like across your chest it says Ambriel City High School.
incredible. I love that. I have like a shield that's just that stop sign thing that swings out.
Exactly. It does. It can swing out.
Incredible.
Nice.
And now I will sashay across. Stop. All right.
Honestly, that makes I love that so much.
So much better.
And are the other two of you going as well? Are you staying on the bus, Dusty?
Dusty.
You can put it in autopilot. I mean, it's hooked up to the blimp, so like
Yeah. Dusty will put it in autopilot and he'll go across as well, yeah.
does Dusty sashay?
He like tries to mimic it. I don't know how well he does.
Just roll a d6. There won't be bad content. I just want to know.
I rolled a 5.
Oh no, he does a good job
That's a good job.
because you were watching Pride really
Yeah,
closely.
yeah.
Mhm.
Really, really
Very
closely. Watching the hips.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Nebula, you go as well.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely sashaying. Definitely sashaying.
Amazing. Pride is an influencer now, officially.
Just on the other side being like, yes, 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 yes. Oh, also give you a helping hand. There we go. Get carried away.
It's totally fine. Yeah, so you make your way into I don't even know what they call it on a blimp, actually. The little like cockpit area. Cabin, that's probably the better word. Yeah, make your way into the cabin, and all there is a robotic replica of Dr. Freaky.
Of course you would.
It's the gondola.
Oh, ooh,
Interesting.
fancy.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
I think that happens in Kiki's delivery service.
All of the magic girls.
Dr. Freaky, it's about to get freaky, and by that I mean we're gonna kick your ass.
So this robotic
Probably
version
just
of
laughed
him-
so loud at that joke.
this robotic version doesn't do it, like it doesn't even turn to face you whenever you enter. It's just like, because I picture that it's got like a big pirate wheel, because we're going with the pirate theme. And so it's just like there with the pirate wheel steering.
Stop that. I'm talking to you.
And it doesn't respond.
I'm gonna go over and like touch it.
It doesn't move.
Hey
It just
bud, I'm talking
continues-
to you.
Just continues focusing on what it's doing.
Why is he not paying attention to me?
I don't. It's a rope.
He's just an asshole. Can you, Dusty? Is there a way
Back
for you to plug into this and see
I
where the
can.
real Dr. Freaky is?
I can, but the school bus will plummet.
Bye bye.
True.
Sure,
True.
let's do it.
Flying a blimp.
Yeah, fuck it. Dusty will try to hack into the mainframe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm What is your-
While Dusty's doing that, I'm just gonna be like checking like making sure no sneak attacks.
Yeah.
Protect Dusty as he works.
I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah. You plug in and you get a vague sense that City Hall does seem to be maybe where he is.
Can I make the robot Dr. Freaky do the robot dance?
With a 7, yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay,
Generous.
guys. I think Dr. Freaky, at least from like the signals coming from his robot, he is at City Hall.
Okay.
We should go.
Let's go.
Go check that place out.
Did you know? Can we control the robot to fly the blimp?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna like program coordinates, GPS coordinates into the robot, so he starts like turning towards City Hall.
So you try to, but it doesn't seem like your connection is there anymore.
Oh god damn it! Okay, we're driving this shit ourselves. We're driving this bitch ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
Has anybody
help like
passed-
pry the arms off.
yeah.
So that it
anybody-
can't.
Pass their blimp driving test.
Yeah, I have my blimp license right here. I'm just kidding.
So whoever wants
Comment,
to,
you're a nightmare. you're a riot. Oh goodness.
whoever wants to pilot this blimp can roll me mundane.
Oh, hopefully not me because I was 0 mundane. Is anyone good at mundane?
-1. -1.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah. The plus 3.
Drop.
Oh, you fool!
Oh boy. With a plus 3, that's a 7.
Oh no.
Oh no!
So as you like pry the robot off and you start trying to fly this blimp, the robot is just like clawing its way. It seems like it's starting to short circuit, probably because of whatever Dusty connected to it. And it's like prying its way up this pirate wheel. And then the blimp is just rapidly descending directly towards City Hall.
Hey.
Okay. So it's a ship wheel. I'm figuring just left and right. I don't know how to go up and down.
I think it's this
I,
button. The blimp turns off.
I'm gonna take care of robot Dr. Freaky and just kind of shoot some pulsar at it. Just
And
get rid of it.
It doesn't take very much, but I'm still gonna have you roll your freak just because you are the
We're in a
Nova.
blimp.
Yeah. Oh darn, that's the one spark.
I keep rolling the same thing. 11.
That's amazing. Obviously, you made those weighted dice. See how it is.
Apparently.
I
So-
got
Minus 5.
Nice. Yeah, so you are able to shoot this very controlled pulsar, like probably even surprise yourself at how controlled it is.
Did it!
I'm so proud of you. You did very good.
And this robot just turns to dust.
Don't
Can
breathe
anybody
in.
help? With this?
Can I try to help? I guess would I roll mundane?
Yep, please.
Oh shit. I got an 8.
An 8. Okay,
Better than a
so
7.
you're able to get it like kind of stabilized. You're not gonna fly in sideways, but it is still descending very, very rapidly.
Can I, all right, worst case scenario, is there a non-populated like park or a lake? Can I Sully Sullenberger this and park it in the Hudson? Like you said, there's a river.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a superior roll to assess the situation.
Okay. God, 6.
Oh no.
That's with the +1.
It really seems like with your trajectory that you would not be able. You're pretty sure that if you tried to angle it at the river, you're just going to take out like all of the skyscrapers in the downtown area. So probably
Less than
not.
ideal.
Yeah, probably not the best move.
It's not looking good, gang.
Can I try to hack the play?
Sure.
I am a one-trick pony. Oh, I'm Hacker Man.
No.
Hi.
No.
Oh, no.
Death by blimp.
Yeah, you attempt to, but as you like connect, it's just a pirate wheel. There's not a whole lot of technology to it, and the wheel is suddenly on fire, like very, very small fire, but it is growing.
Ah!
And the blimp continues to descend, pointed directly at City Hall.
I really hope that there's no one important in there.
Oh no.
Can I
Can I?
Ooh,
Can-
can
can
I
you go ahead.
game? I have a move, Janice move. Janice move. Called Game Face. When I commit myself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, mark a condition, and then +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal.
Okay.
And then like if I don't make any progress, then I mark a condition, and if I fulfill it, then I mark a potential.
Okay.
Does that mean I get a condition immediately, right? Like right
Yeah,
when I
you do.
decide this? Okay, cool. Can I mark guilty?
Absolutely.
Because I'm feeling guilty that I was like,
Yeah.
I could drive this, no problem. +3 to
Yeah.
mundane.
I mean,
This
Johnny.
is Justin and Johnny morphing into
I was
the
gonna
same
say,
person
like,
again.
Johnny's like always, doubting himself, so it makes sense to feel guilty in the situation.
Yeah, and then if possible, I would love to bank it and just turn as hard as possible to avoid as many people as possible.
Sure.
Understanding that like there's a solid chance we're gonna hit people, and like
Right.
that sucks, but like unless my teammates can think of anything else, like
I
I'm
have
kind of
an
like,
idea.
yeah,
What's your
I'm
idea?
all ears.
Okay, so because
Explode it.
it's like a pulsar, because it's a pulsar jet stream, essentially. I was
Ooh.
wondering if I could use that to help guide it to move faster,
Absolutely.
or like so
Like,
that we can avoid that
here's the
whole
direction.
situation.
Yeah. Why don't we have Nebula roll first? Let's resolve that, and then we'll have Pride roll.
Oh, balls! Of course.
Because
Is
you were
that-
talking so big about getting all 11s.
Yeah. course. So that's a 5.
Oh no.
You descend us faster towards the ground.
Oh no.
Yeah, so as you are like angling, you're trying to use your powers, you kind of lose control a little bit, maybe getting a little bit cocky, after you've had some really, really precise uses. And now the like outer shell has caught fire. And so this is fully Hindenburging.
Before we crash, I have one last thing that I want to attempt.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go on my Game Boy. I'm totally gonna blow my cover as a human. I want to contact my fucking people. I can do that. It's
Yeah.
called Belong to Worlds. I have contact my people, and they can give me a resource, or like they can do other things. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna like you guys see me like be like fuck. I put it on my Game Boy, and then I like start speaking in like some language you just can't even comprehend.
But also you're like dialing your, I don't know, not really family necessarily, but like your
My
boss.
commanders, yeah.
Yeah. So it still sounds kind of like a human conversation.
Mhm.
Instead of being like, hey, I fucked up, it's like
Yeah.
bleep blorps and stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll this. I have to roll superior. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. I rolled a 9.
Okay. Yeah.
On a 9, hold 2.
That's the only thing.
Well, what is hold? I'm so confused. Hold.
I'm not going to worry too much about it. I mean, a 9 is still pretty good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not the best, but that's still a pretty good roll. So, yeah, your commander is just like, what did you do?
Okay, we're crashing. Could I get just like, a safe teleport to the ground?
Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
Can
This
you
time-
just Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're writing you up though. This is the third time this week.
I know, I'm sorry.
And it just clicks.
Oh boy.
And then
So-
I kind of look at them like,
What does the spaceship that Woody, or not Woody, Jesus, I'm looking at your name, that Dusty's people would use?
I imagine it kind of looks like I don't know, like probably like the smaller ones that are closer to Earth because they don't have like a big one. Like
Right.
maybe it kind of looks like little like circular little space pods that maybe like have like an eyeball or something on the front. I don't know.
I'm just picturing like Dragon Ball Z, the little Saiyan pods.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a little sand pod, and it kind of just like appears, and it's like in front of the blimp, and it's like when it just like grabs it in stasis and just like slowly puts it down on the ground.
Yeah. It also somehow puts out the fire. Maybe the stasis is able to like
Yeah,
create a vacuum around it.
yeah. But we're all frozen. And then-
Yeah, so you all witness this, and like I imagine you can probably still perceive and like think while this is
Yeah,
going on. You just
yeah.
can't move. You're just frozen.
uh-huh.
And so like you watch as outside, what you saw was City Hall very
Mhm.
close in front of you.
Mhm.
It shifts, you see the sky for a little bit, and then you see that you are landing safely on the street.
And I'm like,
Oh boy.
great.
So as you all come out of this stasis, that's something you've never seen before. Like all of that.
Guys,
So that was
speechless.
something.
That was cool. But-
Yeah. Secret power. I did that.
Oh. Wow. Incredible.
Cool.
You should have told us you had a secret power.
Yeah,
was-
yeah, I can like
that was
do
awesome.
that. Yeah, that's all me.
Amazing. I can't wait to ask for that power to happen a ton of times in the future.
You
So-
just see like a little alien like poke out of the spaceship. And then, like, flies away.
Woody, I need you to give
no.
me a superior roll for shits and giggles as you're attempting to like persuade them about this.
Okay.
Hmm.
5.
Both of you can tell Dusty is full of shit. That was an alien. Like you could see the alien inside of the pod. It was clearly making rude gestures in whatever alien language at Dusty. Yeah.
He flies
It's the,
away.
Dusty.
it's the universe.
Did you lie to me?
Are
Did you
you
lie to
No.
us?
No.
Single tear.
Okay, maybe I lied a little bit. I lied just a little bit. But
About
we have
what?
really important things to do. Trying to change the subject.
You're right.
We do.
Is the
I thought we
is
were
the blimp still headed for us?
No, so the blimp was.
I didn't get to
so like it's
try and
all,
turn.
it landed. You're all landed.
Okay, it was part of the whole thing. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I will apologize later.
Well, okay. Sounds, sounds good. Good thing I
So-
have my game face on.
Mhm. So as you all exit the cabin of this blimp, you can see that there is like a police barricade surrounding City Hall, and they're all facing the building. So it's pretty clear that someone or something is inside.
Should we ask them what the deal is?
I guess. Does it look like does it look like there's anyone who's in charge who's not a cop?
Not really. I mean,
Hmm.
Embryo City is kind of like a typical city in that way, but realistically, all of the heroes, as far as you know, were in the school. The three of you are the only ones who weren't disciplined.
Got it.
So, like, normally there would be, one of your teachers who would be like a more
Like a-
senior hero, kind of on the scene taking charge. But yeah, here, I mean, cops have kind of gotten used to not having to do a whole lot because, like, they're superheroes. They take care of the big stuff. And so they're
Right.
very disorganized and confused. Totally not at all like real life cops.
That's why I was like,
Never.
I'll talk to a reporter before I talk to
For real.
Maybe if we confidently walk in, they'll just let us go.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think civilian identities are gonna help us. I have an ability called
No.
mild mannered. That's the only reason I even bring that up.
Mhm.
Yeah, this isn't neither the time nor the place. Yeah, I'll walk up like in just to if there's an officer who kind of is like the one holding the bullhorn, or like the guy who like kind of seems like the highest ranking person,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
what do you
just
do?
immediately be like, Lieutenant Chief Sergeant, we're here for help. We're gonna help you. Tell us the situation is in as few words as possible, and then we're going in. Probably.
It's like it's actually Commissioner Gibson.
That was a test. This one's good.
But I mean, where are the other heroes?
God damn it, Commissioner. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Like, I've never
They-
even heard of you three.
Wow, that hurt. That was rude.
My ego.
Wow. What were you expecting? Superman, Batman, those assholes don't exist.
Yeah,
This
those are
isn't a
stupid
comic book, Commissioner.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are stupid names. Like, who would even name themselves that?
yeah,
Superman?
exactly. Yeah, Superman. Okay, well, we are looking for the other superheroes. They might have gotten shrunken down into a little Barbie dream house and taken into City Hall. And now Dr. Freaky is playing Barbie Dream House with all of her friends.
It's like that episode of Pokemon where he battles Sabrina, turned into little dolls. Commissioner,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah, no, no, definitely don't know what you're talking about.
It was
Okay,
Gen 1.
well,
You don't get it.
yeah. You don't get it.
Dusty also does not get it.
I don't get it at all. Dusty doesn't even know what Barbies are. He watched
He's
the
just saying,
Barbie movie and he was like, yes.
Yes.
didn't we all?
Loved it. Okay. All right, Commissioner, who do we know is inside other than Dr. Freaky?
Well, the governor and the mayor, and I'm pretty sure the president's already in town.
What is this? Politician meeting day?
Yeah, you didn't see that? It's been all over the news.
Uh,
Politician meeting day. I mean, come on. Thought you were superheroes.
I read the blogs. I read the forums. I'm just snooping for the real stuff.
Now we learned that Johnny's actually like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm pretty sure aliens exist.
I just saw some.
Although I have no proof.
No proof whatsoever.
It's like the opposite. Like, instead of believing there's no moon landing, being like, we live on the moon. We're from the moon. We love the moon.
Oh my god, Dusty's obviously from the moon.
yeah, obviously. My Barbie dream house on the moon.
Now he's just saying words.
And then, yeah. You know, super pog, whip, nay nay.
I don't even think Whip and Nene, I don't think those count for like the youth words.
It's my youth words. Now I feel a little old.
As you should.
Remember when they used to whip and nene?
Honestly, I
So
forgot those words exist until you said them.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm thinking Pop That Soldier Boy is what I'm thinking is more hard on. Or like the Macarena. Like, let's be honest, it's a shot
That
slide.
song has come up in so many games in the past year.
It really has.
Timeless.
Mm-hmm.
So City Hall, I imagine, is like pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
Right.
We'll say like a 5-story building and takes up most of a block.
Okay. Commissioner, any idea where they are in the building? Like, have you guys narrowed it down at all, or you guys are just chilling out here?
Oh, probably in the office, like the main office.
Probably.
I think they,
Or like definitely. Like, how
Like-
much do you know?
like I don't ever get to go inside of there. They don't invite me, but I think they call it like the circle office.
The circle office?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I mean, obviously the Oval Office is trademarked, so like
Naturally.
They can
Yeah.
only do circles.
exactly. That you can't trademark a circle. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. All right, Commissioner. Well, you guys check her out here. You got all the exits covered and whatnot.
Yeah, we're totally surrounded. Like we've got this place on lock.
Okay. Brilliant. Cool.
Well, we're gonna go in here and kick some ass. You stay out here and secure the area, officer.
And she just rolls her eyes and continues, like, basically just watching the building because that's all they really came to do.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Gang, do we have anything amongst the three of us that can help us from like a surveillance standpoint to get a better idea of like where they are, how many, if is it like just Dr. Freaky or has he created more robots or something, or
I mean,
I just
Dusty.
can boost
technology.
somebody.
Could just like go look in the window.
Yeah.
Dusty's gonna do that.
What is this
Dusty's gonna go
logic?
look in the window.
Dusty, the curtains are drawn.
Fuck.
foiled?
Foiled.
Drats.
Damn it.
Upholstery.
It's truly an ingenious move.
Mhm.
Shit.
Mhm.
This Dusty just like grabs a lawn chair and throws it through the window really angrily.
Also,
There's a lawn chair at City Hall.
I mean,
Yeah, always.
It's
A
where the
bench.
mayor sunbathes.
yeah. Obviously.
It's so funny.
Also, thanks to Aaron, we got another hydrate. So
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm almost out.
once again, I love how she's bailing on us to play D&D, but still
Yeah, how dare you play D&D? Look at what you're missing.
yeah,
Making
exactly.
sure we're hydrated.
Can Dusty I guess just start like can I just like jump on my little hoverboard and like kind of scout around and see if there's any like entrances that could be useful? Maybe we can go in through the roof or something.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
fun.
That's an interesting idea.
Right, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a superior roll to assess the situation.
7.
Okay, no, I mean a 7 still. I mean, you only really find one entrance,
Mhm.
and it is just a skylight in the roof.
He like goes on his Game Boy, guys, I found a skylight. If you climb up here, then we can maybe get through and get a jump on Dr. Freaky.
I don't have a Nebula, can you tell him that sounds good?
Pride says that sounds good.
Okay, cool, get up here.
How are
And
they
then
gonna get up there?
great point.
There's like a ladder.
Could I construct a grappling hook? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Okay. Oh wait, no, it can only be a person size. Never mind.
A person-sized grappling hook.
It like goes like 5 feet up.
Yeah.
Nebula, you have used your pulsar blasts to like they create force, right? Could you like if you shoot down, do they push you up?
To after what happened, do you want me to do that? Are you scared of me?
No, I'm super into the idea. I think it's cool because my next question was also, since I can absorb energy, is there a way that we tag team where
Ooh.
like both of like you shoot into my energy absorption and then I'm trying to say this in a very clean, mundane way. And then I can redirect it or fire off. Maybe I can store it and then like pulsar blast from 2 directions, but that's not going to necessarily help us get to the roof. I'm just thinking as a possibility later on.
I mean,
I would allow it.
Please
read your
try it,
comment.
please. I just want to see I'll try it.
I mean-
see this happen.
I mean, Pride could, grapple onto you as you.
Well, I do the,
Yeah.
and then maybe if things go awry, he can help with that. Well, I can give it a shot, but I'm kind of afraid I'll end up doing what I did earlier.
Only one way to find out.
Yep.
Yeah, I will backpack and try and if possible,
Hey,
like absorb like the excess of it or like extraneous like wasted energy that is kind of like not doing what we want to do.
Absolutely.
I rolled an 11.
Hey.
Oops, mostly 11s.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
At least one of us is.
I'll have Pride
That ain't
also
me.
roll Freak for me just to see how well you absorb.
Okay. Does my game face thing, is it still active? The
Yeah.
+1 to all rolls, but then I get
Completely.
the condition? Okay. That's a 7.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, could be
no,
worse.
it is a 7. Yeah, because it changes a -1 to a 0.
which is good because a 6 would have been a lot worse. Yeah, you are able to absorb some of this. I'm gonna
Mhm.
give you the condition though of being static charged,
Ooh.
which
Okay.
is good and bad in its own way.
Static charged.
I'm suspicious now.
So
Same.
Nebula, you are able to just blast your way up onto this roof. I'm assuming something that you've never done before because it wasn't something you immediately offered as a solution. But you are able to do it extremely well. You don't even like destroy any of the concrete beneath you.
It's either one way or the other, really
Yeah.
controlled or completely disaster.
Balance. That's what life is.
I throw my arms up in the air triumphantly.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so peering down
Incredible.
into this skylight, you can see what looks to be the mayor, the governor, and the president, all like bound and gagged, all hogtied, like their hands and legs behind their back, on the floor, and you can see Dr. Freaky just pacing back and forth. And for the audience who may or may not have seen, Dr. Freaky has a very enlarged cranium and is split evenly down the middle between like an orange half and a blue half. Wears like very oversized goggles and this sort of neon, very villainous supervillain outfit, and carries what looks to be some kind of like old school ray gun in his hand, and is missing an arm, which is not that's not new. Dr. Freaky's always only had one arm.
Interesting.
So, how do we want to approach this?
Maybe we can get him to monologue how he lost his arm.
Oh, that's actually a great idea.
How do we do that while also, is there a way to get the skylight off or through it without shattering? Because that would be the easy way to just shatter through.
So,
but then I'm
here's
thinking
the thing.
shattering through and then monologue feels like an interesting progression.
Well,
like, oh, they're breaking through.
Seeing how this is, basically a superhero movie in TTRPG form, like the glass we won't even say it'll do the things that glass really does, because superhero movies, they jump through skylights all the time and it doesn't cut them up or
It's true.
kill anyone below them. So
Yeah.
I
it
have
just harmlessly bounces off of them.
I have an idea. I could go in and distract him, and you two find a way to take him out. I'm really good at distracting people and making them talk a lot.
Works for me.
Sure.
Okay,
How are you gonna get in?
I'm just gonna jump.
Before you go, put my hand on Comet's shoulder. Be safe.
Oh, you two.
I mean, since
feel-
Dusty has like this big crush on Johnny/Pride, I mean, how would you react to that? How would he feel?
Turns like his like little like comet veins like glow very pink. Oh, yeah, he has like mega butterflies. He's like, I might throw up. I really appreciate it. If I die, that's it.
You're not. You're gonna be fine.
Okay.
You're gonna
I
be fine.
believe
We're
it.
all getting out of here.
He like mimics you and like places his hand on your shoulder and goes, "You're really cool."
So gay. So gay. Is Sky doing anything, or are you just like watching?
I'm watching and
wheeling.
smiling.
Help wingman me, Sky.
I was gonna
And
say,
I'm
like,
gonna be like, this is your chance.
This is our chance.
Woody.
I agree. This is our chance to save the mayor, the governor, and the president.
Yeah, it's our big chance.
This guy shakes their head. And next time.
Dusty mimics Sky and goes, right at him.
Dusty, real quick, before you do anything else, give me a superior roll to try to cover up what you're actually feeling or saying.
I got a 7.
A 7? Okay. I mean, Pride, you can tell he's not lying, but he's not fully telling the truth.
Okay. I'll clock that, and I'll just say the hands have been on each other's shoulders this entire time.
Very long time.
Too long. And I'll just say, hey, after this, let's get a drink. Sky, let's all get a drink.
A drink of what?
I would say like some type
Cocktail?
of like LaCroix, like some sort of seltzer. I don't drink
Yeah.
alcohol personally, but
Me neither.
oh yeah, so like mocktails or something,
Yeah.
safe sex on the beach, Shirley Temples. There's all
That's an
kinds of
amazing-
options.
I've never
will
heard that,
go
but that's an amazing
have
name.
That is an
a
amazing
drink.
I'm gonna teach you how to flirt
Sure.
later.
I mean, I think he's nailing it, honestly.
As Dusty turns around, he's like, "Yeah, nailed it, yeah." And then he just like,
And Pride, you can definitely, like, that is not subtle. You can hear every bit of that.
Okay.
yeah, nailed it. Totally
Yeah.
nailed it.
All right, and so Comet dives through this glass, landing, I'm assuming, in a superhero pose, because why would you
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
And Dr. Freaky, who had his back to you, turns dramatically with his cape whooshing in the wind and says, I see you have arrived.
my move.
Finally. It took you long enough.
Well, your stupid blimp exploded.
And I see you survived. How unfortunate.
Well, yeah, that's uncalled for. Listen, Dr. Freaky, this is it. It's done. Cut it out, sis. You need to stop what you're doing. Wait, what exactly are you doing?
Well, obviously, I'm taking over the world.
Why?
That's the same reason everyone takes over the world. Because it's what you do.
Oh, well, I mean, why are you gonna make your own government?
Well, it's a government of me, obviously. I'm the one who knows how to do the things.
Yeah, but like, what are your policies?
My
Perfect.
policies are I'm going to shoot you.
Okay, but like, how are you policing it? You know, do you have your own? You know, are we talking about like fascism, or are you creating like are you like far left or right? You know,
I mean, I
what's your
don't really
stance
like
on
the
gay
term
marriage?
fascism, but well, I mean, the gays are fine. They're great. I love the gays.
Okay.
I don't like the way
Okay.
you say gays. At this point, I am
The nasalness.
chewing. I know. At this point, I take out a piece of gum and I'm chewing it, and my plan is to substance mimicry for my hands so that I can climb in through the skylight but stick to the ceiling.
Okay. Like Spider-Man, but gummier.
Because I don't imagine it. If we were like on the street level, I would find a piece of used gum, as gross as
Right.
that is. But we're on a roof. I imagine that there's not like used gum somewhere.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Either way, whether it's my own gum or somebody else's gum, I gotta hit that G.
It's
hard.
definitely ABC.
Perfect. Grab something, yeah, and I'm gonna try and sneak in. Hopefully, monologue is midway through, because as soon as I hear like I'm gonna shoot you, then I'm like, oh shit, things are escalating.
Dusty's
But-
just debating like world politics with Dr. Freaky.
And Dr. Freaky is just like giving it back as best he can, but was not prepared for this interaction.
Yeah, but like, how are you gonna police a world state? You know, how are you gonna do that? Are we gonna be united under one language or different language? Also, like religion, and you know, how are you gonna? And he's just like discussing it with them.
Yeah, and Dr. Freaky's just like, obviously, I have my own language, and you'll all worship me. Problem solved. It'll be great. So I'll have. Sorry,
Yeah, he just stares.
yeah. Roll me mundane to sneak in.
Actually, I'll use these ones. Did good last time. That +1 that I get from Game Face, my mundane's already at a +3. Is it allowed to go to a +4?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to sneak in undetected. You do leave like a little like gross trail of saliva from your hands and feet.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, because of the way that ability works, at least in my head, I know that like some superheroes, like their suit is made in such a way to like mimic what their ability is, like turning
Right.
invisible or whatever. But I kind of like the idea of that not being the case for Pride. And so like I have to like take my shoes, and so I'm like barefoot and I take the gloves off. So just, and like bright ass pink, like almost, I guess for insanely practical reasons, they're like very modest in terms of length, but painted nails, painted toenails. Go for it.
Amazing. Yeah. So you were able to sneak in. What is your plan from here?
The plan is to lay low. Not literally. I'm
Right.
high, but to chill essentially until either Nebula enters or the conversation between Comet and Dr. Freaky get to a level of like it's not working anymore, and then that being the crux of dropping.
Okay.
And just essentially dropping right on top of him to just drop the the elbow of queerness. Keep
Out
the
of
wrestling moves going.
out of curiosity, what is Pride's moment of truth?
Ooh. The mask is a lie, and some piece of you has always known that. Doesn't matter if others can see it. You're the one that can do the impossible. Mask off, costume on. And you're going to save the damn day. Of course, you better hope nobody nasty is watching.
Oh, okay.
Ay.
Yeah. So this is a for sure moment of truth for Pride and Johnny. So you have that realization that you don't need Pride as a persona. You know,
Mhm.
Pride is a good thing, but you don't need the persona of Pride. It's been Johnny all along.
Incredible. Yeah, I think coming to that conclusion of realizing that the gap between the two personas isn't as great as it was first perceived is very reassuring. Realizing that other people are also like hiding facets of themselves, like Dusty, and so feeling less alone in that regard, and also like, yeah, like two of the things I've done today have been stealth missions, which
Yeah.
Canonically I said in the beginning, like that's not Pride's bag because I'm showy,
Right.
and like, but here I am like using stealth to potentially save the day. So it's yeah, super eye-opening.
You can do both. You can have it all.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. So as Dr. Freaky is monologuing, if you're going to go in for the kill, so to speak, you know, obviously not a kill literally, I'll have you roll to overwhelm a vulnerable foe. So roll with danger.
Danger. Okay. So bad. Double ones on the dice.
Oh, no.
Double ones on the dice, and then a +1 because of game face makes it a
Right.
3.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
These dice are dead.
Yeah, that's not great.
All this beautiful talk beforehand.
I know, right?
I mean, like, I am not the mask. Drop down. Oh no.
You land on Dusty.
Oh no.
Please
Actually,
make him
I like
land
that
on me.
even better. I
Yeah.
like that even better.
Yeah.
But like the way that you were angled, basically you're like straddling Dusty. So he's like face to face with you.
Ow.
Now's your opportunity.
I'm really sorry, Dusty. I fucked up. I'm an idiot. This was dumb.
No,
This
you're
was
not an idiot.
I
That
fucked up your
really,
plan. You're doing such a
really
good
hurt.
job.
No, his plan. That guy's an idiot. He has no idea how to run a country.
Obviously, you're both the idiots.
No,
And
I
now
know.
I-
Hey, we're having a moment. We're having a
Yeah,
moment.
shut up. Shut up. No one. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Dusty's getting more mad than it's like.
I'm
That's
waiting
so
for Dusty
funny.
to have like some secret Hulk ability that I don't remember.
You're not an idiot. Don't say that.
I appreciate it.
You're just human, which is actually really freaking cool.
Oh, yeah. I guess we should we talk about that? Does
Right
now seem
now?
like the time? Yeah,
mean,
no, probably not.
No,
Hey,
but no, you're really cool. Trust me. If there's one thing that I think is really cool about Earth is that humans keep getting up over and over again, and you guys just do it over and over again. And it's kind of like, what's that thing, that philosophical thing? If you repeat it, you go insane. You do that, but you don't go insane.
Yeah.
You get stronger. So you guys are really
Oh,
cool.
okay.
So I think you need to get up right now. I think my pelvis is broken, and you need to kick that guy's ass.
All right. I'm again so sorry for breaking your pelvis, it sounds
Yeah.
like, but
Nebula, you witness all of this from the roof. What are you doing?
Well, they're distracting. Talking. I'm gonna jump from the roof and use my pulsar to kind of like softly land.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna aim my hand at Dr. Freaky.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are you using any of your burn abilities, or are you attacking, or are you just like threatening?
I could. Wait, let me just double check and make sure this isn't too
Nuke us all.
crazy. You channel a destructive burst with your powers. Spend 1 burn to directly engage a threat using your powers, rolling freak instead. And then you will cause unwanted collateral damage unless you spend another burn.
I don't think you have any burn currently, do you?
Nah.
Okay. So, I mean, there'll be collateral damage, but I mean, you also know that Dr. Freaky is talking about taking over the whole world, has 3, people of power hostage, and also 2 superheroes in a somewhat vulnerable position. Mostly emotionally vulnerable, but
All right. I'll take the risk.
This is your
Yep.
moment of truth.
Absolutely. What is your moment of truth?
My moment of truth is your mind's eye opens and you can see the world around you like never before. You can control it at will with ease. Of course, warping reality tends to have ramifications down the line, but in your moment of godhood, how could you possibly be worried?
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. So you can see as Nebula begins glowing, this like intense blue, and you're charging up your powers. What do you do?
I'm going to... Don't want to kill him necessarily. We'll prevent that, but maybe incapacitate him in some way.
Take off his other
Yeah.
arm.
Take the other arm.
Or you could just like hit him really hard to knock him out.
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was thinking more along that lines. Maybe use my powers more for like, what's the word? Force, I guess, to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. You could channel it into some kind of like forceful hand or forceful.
Yeah.
Fist. But I'm not
Giant
gonna say the other.
blue hand.
Bitch slap
Not
him.
Yeah. Like dude by Wizards of the Coast.
exactly. I like this idea. Oh God, of course.
Oh no.
5.
Oh, okay. I feel like there's got to be some kind of way that you can re-roll, right?
Is there can I assist in a way of like, I know that I'm still static charged.
Ooh.
Can I either depending on how this manifests, the 5, I could either like take some of the juice off of it so that it's slightly more controlled.
Yeah.
With energy absorption, or conversely, I don't know what static charged means from like a mechanical standpoint, but like
Sure.
yeah.
maybe push juice into her blast or their blast, excuse me. Yeah, to assist in some way.
Why don't you roll me freak and let's see how that resolves.
Okay. For me, pretty good. That's an 8.
Okay. Yeah. So as Nebula starts to channel this fist, it almost, you have this like feeling of godhood and power, but then it starts to kind of fizzle. But then you feel some of your power that you had expended earlier start to seep back into you. And
Hand on shoulder.
Exactly.
Big fan of hands on
Power of
shoulders.
friendship.
Exactly. Yeah. And so through the power of friendship and your cosmic powers, you are able to reinvigorate this fist and just pummel Dr. Freaky into the wall.
Yes.
So there is now a giant cranium and then rather slender man-shaped hole in the wall. As you have saved the day, you have saved these very powerful government officials and defeated the villain.
Totally badass.
Incredible. Before untying all the politicians, being like, okay, so what are your policies? What is your platform? Okay, sounds pretty good. Hey, what do you mean you're gonna give? That's too much budget to that.
You're just gonna stay tied up until you...
Yeah. Collateral damage.
The commissioner will get you guys. We're outta here.
Yeah. And while you're doing this, Nebula, you realize that what you did that was the collateral damage is the building has caught on fire, and slowly, the room is starting to fill with smoke.
We should evacuate
Yeah.
everyone.
Let's get out of here. This sucks.
Yeah.
Just grab people and go.
Yeah. Grab and go.
What do you-
I want
what do you-
to make sure that we grab Dr. Freaky in the case that he has like pocketed a miniature version of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
So as you go to grab him, I assume you're gonna pat him down and make sure he doesn't have any other weapons or devices or things like
Mhm.
that. And you do find a very tiny, it's on a keychain. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is on a keychain. The school.
Polly Pocket.
Mm-hmm. And you also see on his ray gun that there is a switch that says reverse.
Sets to Wumbo.
Exactly.
The W for Wumbo.
Yeah. It was
Oh
on
my
M
God.
for me.
Yes.
So you are able to restore your school. And at this point, what is our epilogue going to look like for our three heroes who have just saved their entire superhero school, including very established senior supers who are in charge and who should have been the ones saving the day in theory?
Dusty probably gets reprimanded very harshly by his commanders. Oh, you can't fly a fucking blimp. You can fly spaceships. Probably gets reprimanded. He's very sad about it.
Yeah.
But then he probably, hangs out more with Johnny, gets drinks, gets way too drunk.
On
Also-
mocktails.
Yeah. He's mimicking the drunk people around him. He also probably tells them kind of that he's an alien, but he doesn't reveal his whole what's going on. He's kind of just
Right.
I want you guys to trust me, but also I can't tell you everything, but yeah, I'm an alien. Glip glorp.
Clip clorp. Yeah, I definitely think that probably a combination of talking to Dusty and then also probably having Sky as this in between of just being able to bounce off them for the sake of hey, it kind of feels like Dusty might have eventually hitting that point of being I feel like Dusty is might have, I don't know, is there something there, or am I crazy? I'm crazy, right?
Oh my god! Yes!
But a
Yes!
month
Guy just screams, yes! Oh my god, yes!
oh my God,
Please!
it must be brand new.
No!
That's
Been a long time.
wild. Oh my goodness. All right, well, okay, cool. Wow. And
Wasn't
then
it obvious?
all of this, yeah. And then like all of that, like just the merging of the two identities of just like feeling very prideful and feeling proud and more comfortable and like safe, I guess, to express himself in a way that fits how he wants to be perceived and stuff like that. So like just like simple things like, you know, as really simple of like painting his nails. Like that's something he's always wanted to do, but always was like, some dick is gonna be mean and then it's gonna ruin my day. So just like not doing that, like like not enjoying things that he thinks he would enjoy because how it could be perceived by like one person who's a dick. But now finally like getting to that point of like, you know what? Beret.
But like beret and crop top?
Yeah.
Beret and crop top. Yeah. That's crop top is like the goal.
Yeah.
Crop top is a hard sell because it's like a form of like queer expression and like gender expression and also like being really comfortable with your body and stuff like that. So it's like an added layer of some stuff. Otherwise Justin would be wearing crop tops all the fucking time. That's not the case. So we're getting there one day. But yeah, definitely like getting a little more experimental and stuff like that, trying some new things, and getting out there and making more friends and eventually having a one-on-one like I guess like a date or like maybe in the very beginning just because Johnny's not going to make a full 180, but maybe like a coffee date, like one of those like lunch dates, like a date light kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Date adjacent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Dusty's like, yeah, you're really cute. And then it kind of clicks. Johnny's like, oh.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Dusty. When you do that, do you mean that you definitely agree with what you had just said, or that you that was a joke?
I agree.
Oh, okay, good, okay. Well then, right back at you. People in the bar are looking at us as we're just like going back and forth.
Like, take these people out.
The most awkward gaze. Just so awkward, but it's adorable. And what about Sky?
Sky is since they had their moment of truth, they're feeling a lot more confident with their powers and then being able to control them. So I feel like they've sort of grown that way, less afraid to use their powers and maybe finding new ways to use them now that their eyes have been opened. Definitely cheering on Dusty and Johnny all the way.
Are you literally adjacent to the date? Like you're like
I'm giving advice. Helping Dusty along.
Got like an earpiece.
Yeah, literally.
Dusty just
communicating
holding right to his ear.
Like, now say this, and Dusty just immediately repeats now say this. He's like, no, don't say that part. No, don't say that part. He's like, no.
Literally.
But I imagine then like they have that moment of like, no, let's just put the Game Boy down and then conversation.
Freaking Sky just walks over and is like, fuck.
And Woody, out of curiosity, what was Dusty's moment of truth, since we didn't get to talk about that yet?
You embrace your home and call them for aid. They'll answer your call in force, arriving exactly when you need them to turn the tide. They fight and serve you for the rest of the battle. Of course, when all is said and done, they'd probably like to take you home with them. You did, after all, just prove yourself worthy.
And you did call for help. It was, with another ability, But I like the idea that they stuck around, and even, let's say, while you're on your date adjacent, you get approached by two very not... They do not look human at all. And they're not even trying to disguise it. And they just say, in your language, we did what we could. We took care of all of the minions. You did a very good job. But also, we're still writing you up.
I understand. The tear.
Dusty, who are your friends? They seem like they're from, like, I don't know, the Midwest or something. I can't pick up that accent. Minnesota? I watch a lot of Fargo, so I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 100%.
Cool.
They're actually Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And so you all are able to finish school, graduate, and go on to be very successful superheroes.
Do we put the school back?
Probably slightly crooked.
Yeah.
There's always a crack around the bottom.
Yep. Drafts.
Yeah.
We did the best we could.
Somehow it fixes some of the leaks.
Yeah.
What makes others worse.
Yeah.
Even more alarming. Does that mean that all the students and stuff were inside the little miniature?
Yeah.
Barbie dream house.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because I had planned on it being shrunken and you had to, get it restored, but I didn't have like exactly how it ended up planned. But I was like, Woody, that's amazing. I'm using that, and I'll talk about it later. So thank you all for coming and watching, and thank you all for playing. This has been fantastic. I hope you all enjoyed. We will see you all next time.
Bye.
Don't forget
Bye.
the blip warp. Don't forget the blip warp. And remember, kids,